So yeah, basically this is what I was talking about. You see, sorry, you see, originally this is what I was gonna upload. Sorry, I got tongue tied for a sec. Originally Velsky Bomb uploaded this video saying that animation just got horrible news, and it's basically a video relating to the fact that basically Adobe was gonna originally shut down is what he originally reported, and I was gonna upload that to YouTube, but he then uploaded this update saying that yeah, that's not what was gonna happen originally, and this is what actually happened, because then he uploaded on the next day saying that Adobe Animate is actually saved. So, in other words, what does that mean? It means that Adobe was never gonna shut down. It's because the Adobe like CEO or like creator or founder or something like that, Davalsky Bum like said that the creators of Adobe or the founder or CEO apparently was kind of like either misleading the information or kind of like not really being clear as to what exactly they were gonna do, because like, look, to anybody who may be confused as to what I'm saying, let me show you. So basically this is what was going on originally, because look, originally Adobe announced that they were gonna shut down their animation like site or program or something like that, and that's not what actually happened, because like I said, Valskibom then updated everyone as to what was actually gonna happen now, because yeah.
Well, that was the fastest Uno reverse card in history. So Adobe kinda broke the internet when they announced that their widely used program, Adobe Animate, would be discontinued. Adobe Animate plays an extremely important role in the animation industry, from small YouTube artists to full production cartoons on TV. Its discontinuation would be a devastating loss for all creators, leaving them with very few alternatives. The news made everyone mad. The backlash did so much genuine damage to the brand that they're actually reversing course entirely.
So basically, in other words, when Valskibom said reverse chord or something like that, I thought he was talking about not someone, but something else. And no, um, he actually like got the news from Adobe Animate that no, the founder was not actually like suggesting that they were gonna shut down their Adobe Animate program at all, and that apparently it was because of something else entirely.
On the Adobe Animate subreddit, Adobe community team member Mike Chambers says that what was shared did not meet our standards and caused a lot of confusion and angst within the community. On behalf of Adobe, I want to apologize. Now there's this new page in the program's website revealing what's up. We are not discontinuing or removing access to Adobe Animate. Animate will continue to be available for both current and new customers, and we will ensure you continue to have access to your content. There is no longer a deadline or date by which Animate will no longer be available. These are changes from what we shared in our original email. Adobe Animate is in maintenance mode for all customers.
So basically, in other words, it's basically saying that basically like Adobe in a way kind of made a mistake by announcing that they were gonna be discontinuing the Adobe Animate type of um like program, and I thought the the CEO or like a manager or something like that like announced that it was gonna be discontinuing, but no, that's not what was actually gonna be happening, and everybody just instantly got mad when they heard the news that it was no longer gonna be like it was gonna be no longer like available to use. But no, that wasn't the case at all.
This applies to individual, small business, and enterprise customers. Maintenance mode means we will continue to support the application and provide ongoing security and bug fixes, but we are no longer adding new features.
So yeah, apparently that's what was originally gonna happen. That supposedly, I guess they tried to say in other words, like in that way that they were discontinuing the computer program, I guess, by saying, hey, we're not gonna be like adding any more updates or new features or anything like that. Like everything's gonna be the same with Adobe Animate. And for the most part, I actually didn't know that this specific animation program was the one that was always used to create like the modern cartoons we always see on TV. Like I thought it was the case for something else. Like wow, but no, I guess not.
It will continue to be available for both new and existing users. We will not be discontinuing or removing access to Adobe Animate. We are committed to ensuring Animate users have access to their content, regardless of the state of development changes. While it sucks there won't be any new features, we should still gather around to celebrate the size of this W. Adobe really just put their tail in between their legs and completely backed off. Against all the odds, Animate is alive and well for the foreseeable future. If there's one thing we learned from this whole situation, it's that your voice matters. As long as we speak up together, our thoughts are recognized. Moral of
So basically, in other words, everything's gonna be the same, but Adobe Animate basically won't be adding like any new like updates, features, or anything like that. It's basically gonna be the same, except like the Adobe like Animate program, which I unfortunately never used. And I'm sorry to anybody who just heard that, but I never used the actual animation program because I just tend to draw or do stuff like on like paper with pencil and color pencils. So yeah, I tend to just do all my drawings and stuff the old school way cuz well, I'm kind of old school, so yeah. Sorry to anybody who heard that, but I'm kind of old school with everything, kinda.
the story, when a corporation chooses extreme greed instead of their consumers, you should scream. "Ah!" But what do you think about all of this? Do you use the program for any of your own stuff? Let's talk in the comments.
So like Valskibum said, for me, no. I honestly don't use any programs to like draw or anything, but I always wanted to like buy a like drawing tablet to draw whatever I want, but unfortunately for me, I unfortunately like saw like on Amazon that they were too expensive to like buy. So unfortunately, I was not able to do that. So yeah. But anyways, at least we know that the Adobe program, like I said before, didn't know was used to make most of the modern animation like shows or movies to like, have them be shown on TV and stuff. I don't know if it was used for movies too, but meh. In other words, to anybody who actually used this program, it's it's good that it's not going anywhere. I mean, even if I one day start animating and I use the actual program, I'm just gonna be cool with it because look, I'm out here just being like, yeah, I'm gonna use this program to make an animation of mine for this like little short or like animation project I wanna make for YouTube or to pitch like a TV show to like a network or something like that. I don't know. Because look, I'm an artist, okay? I really don't like I don't really use any like online programs or anything like that. To anybody who does, that's good for you on your own post on your own personal end. Why do I keep getting tongue tied? But anyways, at least Adobe Animate for everybody has been saved. Anybody, yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching. This is Samuel Young, and I am out.